lengo kubwa, kama ni mara yako ya kwanza kutazama katika LavishHat TV na hujawahi subscribe, hii ni fursa pekee ya wewe kuweza kusubscribe na kuweza kufollow, na pia uwe miongoni mwa wafuasi wa LavishHat channel.
Thank you so much for the show.
Yeah.
My name is Faridah Kavere Abdallah.
Yeah.
Faridah Kavere Abdallah is a fire medic.
Okay.
And I'm a jack of all trades, I can say so. Because I'm a single mom of one and 2 orphans at the moment, living with them. And I'm a social worker.
Okay.
I'm an emergency medical technician.
All right.
And I'm also a firefighter.
Wow.
And also I'm a mentor.
Okay.
And also a trainer. Doing first aid or the person being able to know what he or she is supposed to do during an emergency, okay. Whatever that has happened at that point, what am I supposed to do? First and foremost, as a medic, I would like them to be aware. I think awareness.
Okay.
If the community at large have get awareness on what they're supposed to do in case of an emergency, I think that is the only way that will help them to control their adrenaline. You know, when something happens and you don't know what to do, automatically your adrenaline will rise. Okay. And when your adrenaline rises, it will send you, either you go for fight or you flight. You disappear or you fight against that thing that you've seen. If it's fire, what should I do immediately? Is it mchanga? Will I take mchanga pour to that? Will I take extinguisher? Maybe I have, and do you have a knowledge on it? And if it's accident, some people fear blood. Some people fear it might be chaotic. Some people will run away. Okay. So I think our community should be aware of what they're supposed to do in case of danger, which is first aid training.
Yes.
Yes. Today we are going to have a topic or concern on why should students be taught or have skills of first aid. It is very important for our school children or the university students, the college students, to be able to have skills on first aid and training. First and foremost, I'll say it is better for us to start first aid at a younger age. From preparatory to primary, they are prone to very many injuries at school. They fall from heights. They have cuts, bleeding. They push each other. They might even fall ill because we have asthmatic children at school. And having the knowledge of first aid, it will really help the students at school. We thank our government for offering students with CBC, the new curriculum that has come. We really thank government for that, because you find CBC, it entails much of skills. We've seen that we have in schools, we have slow learners, and you find that this slow learner, he or she is able to do something that is tangible, something that is skill-wise. He can be an artisan, a plumber, an electrician. You find that for them, it will really help. Same to first aid. First aid is also a skill. And this skill is also tangible. As the kids grow and learning first aid, it will really help them by the time they reach at our age or adulthood or teenage. They'll have already known much on how to manage injuries and how to also manage illnesses. I'd also like to give this knowledge to teachers first. If teachers have knowledge of this, and then it is made as a curriculum to our school students, it will help, because when teachers have the knowledge, they'll be able to interact with students. With first aid, it's an interactive skill, because as you can see in front of me, we have very many things which are tangible. Yeah, you have to touch. When you're taught to touch, you know what is this, what is that. So I think if teachers have this knowledge and it is made into our school-based curriculum, I think it is going to help our students on how to manage injuries and also illnesses. It will also help others to, even at home. If they have knowledge, students, when they go back at home there are also many injuries that occur. Maybe your mom is cooking in the kitchen, and then you find you told to go and check if the food is ready. All of a sudden, maybe the gas pops up, maybe the boiling water pours on you. This child will be able to know how to take care of burns. He will be able to even teach his or her parents on how to manage some injuries. On first aid, having the 3 steps on how to preserve life, there's the 3 steps which are called the 3 Ps. I can say you prevent injury for it not to elevate into other things, because if you don't protect this injury or prevent it, you will find it might end up harming you. For example, let me say bleeding. If there is a deep cut and you don't know how to arrest the bleeding, you will find that someone might bleed much and can cause death. Our students will know how to put someone in recovery position when he or she falls ill or maybe gets an injury, because after they've already taken care of the injury or the illness, if it's asthma, knowing where the student has a inhaler or doesn't have inhaler, what he or she is supposed to do, knowing if there is a cut, what am I supposed to do, knowing if there is a burn, what am I supposed to do, if someone has fallen down and gone into unconsciousness, they have to know how to do CPR too. So I think basically doing first aid in schools, it's going to be of much help. When you're using this dummy for purposes of CPR, it will prompt you on what you're supposed to do. Yeah, it has battery and it has information when you're doing any CPR to it.
Mambo mingi sana pale nje ambao sisi kama binadamu, sisi kama vijana, sisi kama Wakenya, kuna mambo tunafaa kuunderstand na kuyajua na kujifunza. Kwa hivyo Dr. Faridah atakuwa yuko hapa kwa muda ili aweze kutufunza step by step mambo ambayo tungefanya kuunderstand.
Much ado at the moment. I've just told you that when we meet, I will show you much. And this one is arm splint. When a person falls down or get an accident, this one I use it to ensure that your arm, like maybe I can show you, maybe you have a fracture here, from here to here, here to here. So I'll just tell you to, first of all, to hold your arm here,
Okay.
and tell you if you're comfortable. You say you're comfortable. Then I'll take this and then I will put it in your arm. I'll put it in your arm.
Okay.
After putting it in your arm, I will adjust it to here. Then I'll tell you, are you feeling comfortable? If you're feeling comfortable, I'll transport you to hospital in your comfortability. Now this one will help if there is any fracture, it will not continue aggravating the pain. When you do this, the pain slows down. So these are the people who have fractures in different areas. You might have fracture in your neck, your arm, your leg, and you have other things that we use to stabilize this patient.
Wow.
Yes. So,
all right.
Yeah, those are the things little I can say. But when we start classes, if you invite me to do trainings for your house girls, for your community, for your staffs, wherever they are, yeah, I will come with the LavishHat team and will deliver. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. That has been part 1 of how this thing is getting down, and I think you've gotten some insight on how the entire process normally happens, and probably you've learned something new that maybe hukujua. Like me pia kuna vitu sikuwaijua. Mimi nakumbuka tukiwa wadogo ilikuwa labda mtu ameanguka, amevunjika mkono, kitu kwanza tunafanya, wewe mwenyewe kama wewe unashika, unaanza kujifanya nini? Kujisugua ile kwamba naumwa, mtu ashike, mwingine ashike mpaka mkono ikianza fura, anaambiwa mpeleke hospitali. Mpeleke hospitali, lakini baada ya kwamba mama amesukuma, nyanya ameitwa, amevuta, kila mtu. So I think we've learned something.
No, you are not allowed to give services, in fact, medically, That's why even doctors, they go to school for 7 good years or 6 years, then they go for the attachment for 1 year. That is 7 good years. You can find this person has done 5 years. He has all the knowledge and all the skills, but he cannot deliver in the society. Let me say he can deliver to the society, but the problem is this person is not recognized by the board of Kenya Medical Association. So in case of anything to that patient, he will be liable. He doesn't have a certificate. Yes, one certificate of recognition. He doesn't have one. He doesn't have a license of service. We do have a license of service, which expires after every 2 years, and you have to renew by doing an exam. And it has a pass mark. So I can't say that they can do this work. They cannot do it automatically, because in fact, when you go for any training or what, they will ask you for that certificate. Those people who know what they are doing, they will ask you for your certificate of competence, they will ask you your certificate of training, they will ask you your certificate or your license of your work, so that they may be able to know what you're going to give them or what you're going to tell them. You know what you're doing. So you might find you know what you're doing, but now you don't have the certificate. You will not get that. I will just tell them to go back to school. Let them do whatever they can so that they may be able to get the finance. Even me, I've been dropping all the way, and doing some other odd jobs to get the money so that I may be able to get my license. Yes, and I went back to school, got my license, and now here I am.
How has been life since wewe ulikuwa mtu wa kawaida, because I believe everybody has a start in life, huh? Ulikuwa mama tu kawaida, ukakuwa dada kawaida, ukakuwa ndugu kawaida wa mtu mwingine. Now here you are a professional. Does your professionalism in this aspect of you being a medic na maisha ya kawaida ina tofauti?
Ina utofauti. Nitasema sana ina utofauti. Kwa sababu hawezi compare yule mtu ambaye hana kazi na yule ambao yuko na kazi. Utapata yule mtu ambaye hana kazi akona vitu ambavyo yeye anafanya pale, aidha pale nyumbani ama kwa society, ambapo kwa hiyo unapata akona time ya kumingle na familia yake. Lakini yule mtu mwenye ako kazini, it's very hard for that person to mingle, because you might find, like today, I was supposed to go at work very early in the morning. But you find because you have many things to do, you forget. I thought I was going in the afternoon. So I was going in the morning. I didn't know, you see. So it's a challenge. I can say it's a great challenge between balancing your family and your work. But so far so good. You just have to try and see, this is the time I have for my family. This is the time I have for my work. Let me try and balance. And
kipindi ambacho tuko nacho ni kipindi cha corona, na umekuwa katika mstari wa mbele sana katika kupambana na janga hili la corona, na especially Mombasa tunasema umekuwa one of the proprietors ambao wameweza kufanikisha wagonjwa waliokuwa wamesumbuka mahali fulani kuwakimbiza huku na kule. Maybe ni nini ambao tuko nao funzo tumelisoma katika corona ambao sisi tunaweza kulipata kupitia kwako?
Kupitia kwangu na kupitia pia kwa government. Kwa sababu this is the first thing that is happening to our country. This is the first pandemic that is happening to our country that has made many activities not to run, that has made people to lose their jobs, that has made people's health to deteriorate. In fact, corona was really affecting those people who are having diabetics, those who are having hypertensive, those who are having any underlying diseases like HIV positive patients. You find their immune systems are always low. You find that the septrin that they were using, it reached a place, the septrins were not there. They could go to more hospital and they could be turned down that there's no drugs for them. Why? Because you find the septrin in itself made some medication of corona, which was called Septol. Septol was now from septrin to be able to treat these people, because corona is a virus, and HIV people or HIV positive brothers and sisters of ours, you find also it is a viral disease. So it really affects humans' immune system. We've lost people, and it has been so hard for the community at large to survive. It has also brought fear. It has brought fear to our country. It has brought fear to our children. It has brought fear to our neighbors, and it has also brought stigma. Because even in working places, you find those people who are told to go home because of underlying diseases. They should not come to work. It really stigmatized some people. and this person wants to work so that he or she may be able to earn a living to the family. So you find the pandemic has caused much pain, it has caused much struggle for families, and it has also caused death. It has caused families breakups. We have people like a guy in Changamwe just hanged himself because the wife needed money and there was no money because this guy has been laid off from work. The wife took the children to his home area. The man said, I cannot stay without my family. I have no money. I have no money to even to pay my rent. He hanged himself. You see, so it has cost much.
Ushawahi kuwa daktari?
I have never.
Kuna zile umeenda mtu ndio umemsaidia alafu hiyo kataro ukiwa hapo?
I have never. In fact, for my this is my 7th year experience. I can say I have lost many people in my hand. Okay. Yes, when we are trying to save this life, but you've tried your best. You feel that this person should not go, but this person is leaving you despite the fact that everything that you've done, what you were told to do, what you learned, what your license entails, you've tried your best, you've given oxygen, you've done everything, but you end up saying, I have done my best. I think God will reward me to my best. And it is passion, because since I was young, my mom was a nurse. Since I was young, I used to help my mom before she packed or before she went to heaven. I was only 9 years. You find I would like, since then, I think it's just in me. Because I saw the people we went with to school, after them coming out of school and then we went for attachment at Makadara Hospital, some were running away. Because ameona damu, mtu ameletwa na accident, mguu iko huko, mkono iko huko, zinaruka bado mko kwa accident, maybe barabarani, mtu ana take off na mko wawili. So I'll find myself collecting the leg, bringing to the person who is down there, trying to secure the leg. I don't want that bleeding, because when you bleed much, you will die. So I think I love my job so much. Sometimes upendi at hizo accidents zitoke, but you could sit somewhere useme, ai, na leo hatujapata kengele, na leo yani hata hawajatupigia simu kuna nini, you see. Yani you feel like, let me go, let me do 1, 2, 3, you see. So I can't say there is fear. Yeah, I just love my job.
Kuna hii aspect ya madaktari. Nasemekana mpaka kuna roho mbaya sana ndio huko daktari. Kitu ni kweli?
No.
Wako na roho mbaya sana madaktari.
No.
It's not. Mgonjwa ndio huyu kabisa. Amekuja anapiga nduru, naomba mwenye anapiga nduru si mgonjwa. Mwenye amenyamaza ati ndio ako mgonjwa anashughulikiwa.
Okay, there is something that is called priority of patients.
Okay.
Priority of patients, it's because maybe mnaweza sema hivyo because you're human. We are all human. Yeah, you can say anything to daktari, but this daktari is doing his work professionally. Because for sure, when I'll be starting training on first aid, I will train you, because I will tell people, if you you go to an accident scene and people are crying, those people who are crying, it is sincerely, they are in pain, yes. But this person who is not crying or talking, yeye si Mungu aliseme wacha mimi nyamaze ndo wanishughulikie. That person is unconscious. Really? That person maybe is dead.
Kwa hivyo mwenye anakimbia kelele huwa asishughulikiwe.